Hey everyone, welcome back. We're diving deep today, getting into something I found pretty fascinating. It's Japeth Aguilar's thoughts going into the new year.
Oh, yeah.
He wrote this piece called it Pasted Text. And it's got me thinking, there's a lot to unpack there. We've got new fatherhood, some tough times he's reflecting on, and this really strong sense of faith that kind of ties it all together.
Absolutely. I mean, you look at Aguilar's 2024, and it's like these huge highs and lows all happening at once.
Yeah. I mean, first off, you can't talk about his year without mentioning that picture. You know the
Right,
one.
right.
Him and his daughter born back in February. Just pure joy, man.
Yeah, and it's not just a surface thing, you know? You can tell reading pasted text, becoming a dad, it shifted something for her. The way he talks about being a role model, not just on the court, but for his kids in their
A
lives.
different kind of motivation.
Exactly. Priorities totally rearranged.
Makes you think, too, about everything else he was going through at the same time. He doesn't sugarcoat it. Straight up says there were trials and heartaches this year.
I mean, athletes are human, right? They have these incredible highs, but the pressure, it's got to get to them sometimes. He mentions a specific loss. Really had him in a dark place, doubting himself.
But here's the thing, and this is where it gets interesting to me. Aguilar talks about how that struggle, it actually pushed him deeper into his faith. He even says, and I'm quoting here, quote, "There is a purpose of God. Just trust him."
Powerful stuff. You know, I think for a lot of athletes, faith plays a huge role. Not just Aguilar, it's that something bigger than themselves, helping them through the ups and downs, right?
You got to wonder, does that make the wins sweeter, the losses easier to handle?
That's a good question. I mean, it gives you that foundation, something to hold on to when things get rough.
So looking ahead to 2025, Aguilar makes it very clear. Family first. Wants to raise his kids with that same strong faith he relies on.
And he's not just talking the talk, he's putting it into action. His New Year's resolution to strengthen his relationship with God. You know, that really ties back to what we were talking about earlier. When he said, trust in God's purpose, that's not just some empty phrase for him. It's his whole approach to life.
It's inspiring, honestly. This guy's at the top of his game, but he's not letting it define him. There's this deeper purpose driving him now.
And that's what makes me so curious to see what happens next. Because, we're going to have Aguilar the father, Aguilar the man of faith, out there on the court with Aguilar the basketball star.
Right. Like, how does that play out? Does it make him even better? Does it change his style at all?
Oh, we'll have to wait and see. But one thing's for sure, it's going to be fascinating to watch.
Well said. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, folks. Really makes you think about what matters most on and off the court, right?
Thanks for listening, everybody.